Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Locker Room Talk Uncut. Drew Garrison, Chad Penrod in the locker room, bringing you the latest in sports. We are going to go over the past weekend. The Bengals' bad loss to the Steelers. The Browns steal one from the sneak one out against the Texans, I guess I should say. Is James Harden going to go to the Nets? We had the NBA draft last night. We held off a day on recording so we could talk about that tonight. We got Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. coming up, a week from Saturday. And plenty more to get into today. So let's start this thing off. First off, I want to say it is Thursday. As of right now, it is 4:48 p.m. Our pick'em is at $280. Typically a big evening push, as we always see on Thursday, to hopefully get it up. I am going to put in an extra $10 if we get it to 50 people. If we get the pot to $500, I'm going to kick in an extra 10. That way, whoever wins gets their $10 back plus $500. So we're going to do that. Get your picks in if you catch this before 7:30 tonight. We'll have reminders on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as we always do. So let's get into the weekend with our favorite football teams, man. You want to do Bengals or Browns first?
Start with your Bengals, man. That's the big news. You guys were supposed to be running a fucking
I got a little out of control.
Non-losing fucking, you're never losing again. You know, you're going to make a full run into the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. And
I got a little bit out of control last week, all right? When you bring up Pittsburgh, the emotions get flowing. I just start saying shit. And it's still fuck Pittsburgh, their gas stations, their concert venues, and all that shit. But, yeah, so I was pretty confident going into that game for some reason. At first I wasn't. We did the podcast. I think I got a little hyped up. I felt good. I was like, I think we're going to go in there and win this game. And we got fucking smashed. Just outright smashed.
Their defense is legit.
Fuck TJ Watt. Fuck that whole family. I hate them all. But, yeah, it was bad. There wasn't really anything good about it. T. Higgins had a big play. T. Higgins scored a touchdown. The rest of it was shit. It was just shit from there on out.
Yeah, the one positive thing that I thought came from the game as far as like the Bengals go is T. Higgins. Like the dude is already quickly becoming a really, really good receiver.
Love T. Higgins, man. He is looking good. Chad Johnson even said, he's like, I thought he had big shoes to fill wearing number 85, but he said his shoes are already bigger than mine when I was a rookie. But yeah, that is a bright spot. I mean, he looks good. He's finding separation. He's getting the big plays. He is asserting himself as the guy that will take over when A.J. Green is gone next year.
I want to pick on A.J. Green. I'm glad you brought him up. 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 everything.
I don't know how many targets he had. It wasn't many.
Yeah, but the deadline is passed. Like, why did this guy not get traded?
Well, that's just
same thing with fucking Geno. God damn, it's like we're beating a dead horse.
Hey, that's not Geno's fault. He had a baby that was born with complications. He couldn't play.
No, but I'm just saying Geno should have already been traded. It's just these guys aren't. I mean, they're just – you got to be able to get what you can out of these guys. Like, let them go somewhere and win and be happy. I'm not saying that Geno's not happy, not saying that AJ's not happy, but, like –
I don't think AJ's happy. I think Geno's a consummate
the Bengals have Boyd. They have Higgins. You know, Auden Tate is decent.
Yeah.
You know, but AJ's got to go. Like
John
I've been
Ross
saying it. Like,
game. Well,
I'm sure you could have got a late pick out of AJ Green. Somebody would have snatched him this year for a late round. Now he's going to walk for nothing.
Well, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, no, but same thing with Geno. Like it's just
it is what it is now.
Time.
Well, I don't think Geno's gonna. I don't know what his contract details are like, but I don't know what's going on there.
But let's talk about the big news. Your boy Burrow, man, he didn't look too good.
First half, he looked pretty good. That second half was terrible, dude. He had like 24 passing yards in the second half. Eventually, it comes down. It's on him too. It's not just the coaching. It's not just the line. It's not just receivers not getting separation. I mean, I watched him. He missed a couple pretty wide open shots. Just showed some really bad touch on some balls. He admitted it, which is cool. I like that. He always owns up to when he plays like shit. He doesn't hide from it. He owns up to it. But yeah, man, it was just ugly. I don't want to hear the wind excuse either because I watched Ben Roethlisberger make throws in the wind and it was fine. I don't want to hear that excuse.
And Ben's what, 30?
He's old as fuck with a fucked up elbow and all kinds of shit.
Just coming off Tommy John surgery.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear any of that shit. He's a rookie. It's okay. He's going to have bad games, but eventually when he has bad games against good defenses, people have to realize that it's partially his fault.
Yeah.
People act like he like none of this shit's his. It is. And I like the guy as much as anybody, but let's be realistic here. He fucks up. He makes bad throws. He does suspect shit. He does shit that doesn't work. I mean, it's okay. He's a rookie.
It's like the LeBron comparison you made. Like, some people don't think he can do bad. Because
it just doesn't make sense.
You know, it's either the line or the receiver or whoever it might be. But
the line played good.
Yeah.
Really.
I tell you what, I think I sent you this you guys in the group chat. That left tackle is playing better than Jonah Williams.
Hakeem Adeniji, man. It was funny because I can't remember who it was. Somebody that knows him or has some kind of pulse on what's going on with the Bengals was saying earlier in the season that the answer to the Bengals' offensive line troubles was right in front of their face, and they're connected to Hakeem Adeniji somehow. So, but he has looked pretty damn good since he came in.
I mean, if he continues playing the way he is, put Jonah on the right side, and damn. Might have you a little fixer.
Jonah looks so slow. You might want to put him at fucking guard.
Yeah,
he's not
looks
quick.
bad.
He's not quick.
And I know this is technically his second year, but to me this is his first year because he didn't even play last year. So I just think that he just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's just not good. Maybe going back to the right side would be good for him. Maybe playing at guard would be good for him. I don't know, but this patchwork offensive line that they're running with has looked good. Now I will say that offense misses Joe Mixon very bad. I think they miss him very bad. Gio's a solid, serviceable guy. He can give you a couple good games.
It didn't matter if it was Gino. It didn't matter if it was Joe Mixon. It didn't matter if it was Nick Chubb. It didn't matter if it was Derrick Henry. Not many teams run against the Steelers. It wouldn't have made a difference last week.
He makes a big difference to the way that the offense flows. I feel like he can make that play that Gio really can't, where I feel like he can just make that guy miss and maybe pick up that extra 2 yards for the first down. Change the way you scheme the game out.
I will disagree with you there. I just don't think it makes a difference against Pittsburgh. I mean, now if you want to talk against a bad run defense where you think Mixon could have broke off one where Gino couldn't, I would, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Gino is Mixon. I just don't think it matters last week.
I'm not saying just last week. I'm just saying in general. I mean, Gio had a good game against Tennessee. It wasn't great. I just feel like there's a lot more that he can bring to the table, and I think it can change the way that Taylor has to call a game. And maybe he's not running a fake punt down 30.
It can change the way that Taylor's calling the game like it has the first however many games this year when he's had Mixon.
They haven't gotten blown out most of the time when Mixon's there. I know that. I
know that. Are we back on the fire Zach Taylor train? Or?
I was never off of it.
Okay, you were just excited it was Pittsburgh week.
What the fuck? I blacked out last week. What did I say?
No. I'm just saying.
I don't remember. We went rogue
because after everyone was hype as fuck for 2 weeks after the Tennessee win.
I'm not gonna fucking anoint this guy the savior because he called a game that didn't make him look like a complete fucking idiot.
Right.
I mean, right.
But I'm just saying everybody was hype and Zach Taylor didn't take some heat for 2 weeks. So, but now I'm asking you and the Bengals people out there. Are we back on the fuck Zach Taylor train?
I never got off of it.
But are they?
I don't know, dude. I don't fuck with Twitter no more. I post my little tweets. I close that. I'm not scrolling anymore. I can't do it. People are fucking insane. It angers me what I see on there. So I'll get on there.
Follow them, man.
I got like fucking 100 and some followers. I can't afford it. All right, people got to see about our pick'em and shit. But nothing this season has told me that Zach Taylor should keep his job. Beating Tennessee is all well and good, but it's not really looking like that great of a win. They look like shit now.
Yeah, I mean, because they lose to you guys and they lose to the Colts, who the Colts have a terrible offense. Not terrible. I mean,
I
terrible.
Phillip Rivers might be finding a little bit of a.
Terrible would be the fucking Chicago Bears, who's worse than the Jets in every category.
They cost you the pick'em,
bro.
They cost you the pick'em.
I was first place going into Monday night, and I fucking bet on the Bears. Why? Why the fuck would I put money on Nick Foles and Matt Nagy?
Nick Foles is only good if he's in Philly and he's down 10.
Yeah,
that's it.
I stood up for Foles for a long time because he was the Super Bowl MVP, and he played good, that year when Carson Wentz went down. But I'm done.
Yeah, no, fuck Nick Foles, he's out.
I mean, I think Trubisky wins that game just off of his
He can
speed
run,
alone.
yeah. You were saying that when we were watching the game. We said, shit, at least Trubisky can run. Now, I did find out he was out that game.
Was he?
Hurt,
I was wondering why they went to Tyler Bray.
Yeah, he had a shoulder
injury.
Fuck,
I would have taken Tyler Bray because Foles looked terrible.
Dude, he looked so bad.
Did you see he got carried out on a stretcher?
Yeah. And then
You hear what happened? When he fell down, his dick hit him in his head and knocked him out.
If you guys heard, they call him Big Dick Nick for a reason. Apparently, he has a fucking hog. That's what they said in Philly. But yeah, I don't know, man. Foles is just not the guy. Trubisky's not the guy. And they could have had Patrick Mahomes, just like the Bengals could have had Patrick Mahomes. But they got John Ross, who is another guy that just don't play.
Should have traded. But let's stay on the Bengals, though, because we are talking Bengals here. Me and you talked about this, but we never got into a discussion like we can now. So Burrow hasn't looked good against the good defenses this year. Now, the Chargers, we didn't think, and I'm giving him a pass on the Chargers because, well, it was his first ever game. But the Ravens and the Steelers, he hasn't looked good in. Are you concerned this early yet?
There's cause for concern. There always is cause for concern. But I mean, he's a rookie. I have to remember that, and people need to remember that. It's concerning. Don't get me wrong. Some of the throws that I saw him miss specifically this last game were concerning. I don't know what it was. Because I
think he was just getting hit.
A couple of them were wide. He wasn't really getting hit.
I was just saying, I had to catch myself. Like, he wasn't even really getting hit. Like, I remember there was a couple plays where he had a perfect pocket.
Yeah. He had a cleaner game than he's definitely had worse games against worse defenses. There's a cause for concern. There always is. I'm not going to write the kid off yet, though. It is what it is. I think.
No, I'm just asking. No, he's going to be good. I ain't got to keep saying it, but
I think he's outperformed what realistic people would have expected from him before the season. Maybe not in terms of wins and losses, but just on how his game is translated.
I think he's about right where I thought he might be.
See, I thought he was going to have kind of a worse start.
Because I don't think he's had a great start, and I don't think he's had a bad start.
No,
yards wise, but then you got to take in the fact how many times he's actually thrown the ball. But I don't think that he's been.
And that's a problem in itself because he's not being set up to be helped by his run game, as we've talked about several times in here.
Yeah.
So that is I'm not concerned, and Justin Herbert just fucked up majorly in his Rookie of the Year.
I know he cut his fucking hair, dude.
He looked like a fucking like a fucking California pretty boy that was gonna go get all the girls at the club and shit, and then he cut his hair off and he looks like a member of the fucking chess club.
I don't like.
He fucked up.
I don't like to judge dudes, but I just don't like dudes when they have long hair. But Justin Herbert was one of the exceptions where he looked cool.
Hey, my hair's getting
now. He
long.
looks like 15.
Yeah, dude. He looks like a high school fucking chess club member or some shit. I can't rock with it, man. So he took a hit in the Rookie of the Year rankings. You can't take the picture of that guy with the trophy.
Yeah,
Burrow's got a little beard going and shit. You give him that, but yeah, Herbert, man, you fucked up, dog. If you hear this, you fucked up. I'm sorry, and I like Justin Herbert. I got no knocks, but man, yeah, you're gonna roll that look out now. You're trying to be Rookie of the Year, and you roll that shit out.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
I don't know if he has a girlfriend, wife, fiance, or not, but hopefully he does because he's not gonna get any play like that. He'd be like, "I'm a pro quarterback at the bar," and a girl would be like, "No, you're fucking not. Get the fuck out of my face."
Let's go up north to the. To the winning Ohio team here, 6-3 now. The Cleveland Browns, my Cleveland Browns, knock off the Houston Texans in another fucking windstorm. This game gets delayed.
Only in Ohio do you get a weather delay in mid-November.
Yeah, hailing and shit.
And 10 minutes later, it was like fucking.
You know the worst part about this is watching. Well, there's no bad part about winning. I don't care how the fuck you win in the NFL.
It was ugly.
We're 6-3.
Yeah,
and we'll get to the big play that happened at the very end of the game in a minute. But you know what's most frustrating for me as a Browns fan is watching what Baker did to the Bengals, whose defense has played a lot better than they started, having one of his best career games, and then getting fucking kicked in the head with 2 fucking windstorms. The wind was so bad on the lake that Stefanski came out, and Stefanski don't ever make excuses. But he said when the players were warming up, they were doing 10-yard out routes and said it was impossible. He said the wind just fucking carried the ball. It didn't matter how hard they threw it. It didn't matter if, it just didn't matter. Said it just carried. So it sucks seeing Baker coming off of one of his better performances, and then running into 2 windstorms and having to rely on the run game so heavy. Which, speaking of the run game, got a lot fucking better this past week against Houston.
I know why.
We get our hog molly back, Wyatt Teller, who, according to PFF, was the highest graded player on the Browns and Texans, who is now the highest graded player in the NFL, graded by PFF. And then we also get Nick Chubb back. We get that Thunder and Lightning back, and as soon as these 2 guys come back, the Browns rush for over 200 yards again, and just, do I even got to say anything about that last play, dude? The knowledge of Chubb there, man, just breaks out a 50-something yard gain.
Long as fuck.
3rd and 3, he goes all the way down to the 1 and runs out of bounds. Just a smart heads up play.
So, what I liked about it made me like Nick Chubb a lot more. It's just unselfish.
Yeah, he didn't. He just wanted to win.
Who was pissed was the fantasy owners and the people that took the over, because I think the over under was 4.
Yeah, or 3.5 or something.
3.5
we won by
4.
3. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, looking back at it, he probably should have fell inbounds. But at the end of the day, you got the same thing accomplished, and I just think it's cool as fuck because they scored, they go up 17 or whatever 17, I guess it would have been, and
it went up 9.
Oh yeah, you're right from how it went out. So yeah, they would have went up 9. But based on the way that game went, he was like, why give him another shot? I mean, why even give him the chance? He just...
Well, yeah, because we seen it the week before with Atlanta and... Who was it? Another team, and they gave him a chance.
And it fucked him up.
And it fucked him up. They scored, got the onside kick, scored again, and then lost it when they could have just fell out of bounds when I guess Gurley could have went out of bounds or...
Oh, yeah, he tried to fall at the 1 but fell into the end zone or something.
Yeah, but...
The game-losing touchdown.
So Nick said, fuck that. It's just... dude, I'm telling you what, it was great to have those guys back. That was awesome.
It's heads up, it's smart, it's unselfish, just a lot of things that you like to see. But we can't write Burrow off and say he can't use the win and say Baker can use the win.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
The win in Cleveland compared to the win in Pittsburgh, right next to the lake.
It was like 40, 50 miles an hour in Pittsburgh. They got 3 rivers in that motherfucker. That stadium was by 3 rivers. That's why it used to be called 3 Rivers Stadium.
You're crazy. That fucking win wasn't nearly as bad in Pittsburgh as it was in
Fuck
Cleveland.
it. I'm going to go to weather.com. We're going to figure it out. I'm just saying, man.
10-yard.
I'm not back in on Baker like all these Browns fans are all of a sudden. He hasn't done that much to fucking sway me back after that stinker he put up against Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying.
What about that 5-yard touchdown pass he put on your guys' head?
What about it?
What do you mean, what about it?
Cool, that's fine. That's
what about his team being 6-3?
And that's when everybody got back on the Baker train. Baker was the greatest shit ever again. What has he done since then? Oh, windstorms. Get the fuck out of here.
Since then, 2-1.
Yeah, cool. That's great, but not because of Baker. It's because of Wyatt Teller and Nick Chubb more so than anything this last week.
Oh, whatever. Baker is
put up 10 points.
Baker is managing the game fine. He's not, and the biggest thing is he's not turning the ball over.
That's fine. He can be a game manager, but everybody's talking about like fucking rookie Baker's back. That's not. We don't know that. He had one really good game.
Yeah, but you can't. He has had one really good game, but we can't judge him off of these last 2 games. When Stefanski comes out and says it's impossible to throw a 10-yard out, how the fuck are we going to judge him off when he doesn't even throw the ball?
Yeah, Stefanski's a fucking liar.
Yeah, you know better than that.
His offense is getting exposed and he's scared. That's what it is.
Yeah, real exposed at 6-3.
6-3, yeah. Beat the Bengals twice. Who gives a fuck? Everybody does that.
What are you guys now, like 2-6-1?
Yeah.
Well,
and we're about to be.
That's good. Wow, you guys beat fucking Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Yeah, we're about to be fucking 8-6-1 at the end of the year.
Are they going to beat Washington?
The Bengals have never won a road game under Zach Taylor.
I seen you mention that today.
They have never won.
I feel like this is a kind of a. Let's see where the Bengals at, because like to me the Bengals should like kill Washington.
I think it's a coin flip. I think it's a coin flip. Maybe I just have a bad taste in my mouth from last week, but I think it could go either way.
I just feel like at this point,
Alex Smith threw for like fucking 400 yards against Detroit last week.
Detroit's defense is ass, even with Matt Patricia.
Well, the Bengals defense
Overrated.
didn't look all that
Matt
fucking
Patricia.
great last week either. They got fucking. But
you're going against a very high powered offense.
Fuck Chase Claypool too. He's Canadian.
They're loaded. They're loaded.
Remember when they drafted Chase Claypool? We did the live thing. We're like, oh yeah, that's whatever. Like no big deal.
I said whatever, but then I said somehow the Steelers find a way to make receivers out of nothing. Receivers and linebackers.
He's got like 1 billion fucking touchdowns now. So yeah, we're stuck with that shit for the next decade.
Yeah. So, and you got to think though. Just would you take a Steelers Super Bowl this year if it meant Big Ben would retire?
You know, that brings up, that's funny. It takes me back to the 2005 Jerome Bettis conversation that a lot of Bengals
but he was a
fans
running
had.
back.
Yeah, but Bengals fans hated Jerome Bettis, dude. They fucking hated Ben was like younger. The hatred for Ben hadn't really kicked in yet. And a lot of people said, I'll take the Steelers Super Bowl over if Jerome Bettis retires afterward, and he did.
I don't want to watch him win another.
I don't want to watch him win one either. I want Ben to go off of the field with an injury. I want his last snap in the fucking NFL to be something that he got hurt on. And I don't want him, and I don't want it to affect his life later. I don't want any of that shit. I just want him to get some kind of injury that's going to put him out for the year, and then he decides, I don't want to do this shit anymore, and he hangs it up, and he goes out like that. I don't want him to go out with a fucking
pretty
Lombardi.
gruesome.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I would watch so many other things.
All he did was beat you guys 36-10.
1 billion fucking times, and he fucking beats the shit out of
You guys really thought you were going to go in Pittsburgh and win. That's crazy.
I mean, look at his record in Ohio. Browns and Bengals together. It's fucking insane.
Well,
I think
Baker
he's lost
Mayfield
like
just passed him as the most winningest touchdown at First Energy Stadium. It was him that had the record.
Ben had that's not good. Yeah,
not anymore. Baker said, "Move over, Ben."
God damn, that just shows maybe Baker's not that bad because that just shows how bad the Browns quarterbacking has been since when that stadium opened in '99.
I think we agree Baker's not bad. We just don't know how good he is.
I don't think Baker's that good, but yeah.
He could be average. We've compared him to Dalton or whoever.
Yeah, but you can't be okay with an Andy Dalton.
No, I'm not. I've sat right there and said I'm not.
Actually, this brings it up. Our buddy Chris sent this in a group chat today. It was a picture. It had Baker, Chubb, Myles Garrett, and Odell Beckham on it. And it said you can only keep 2 next year. Who you keeping?
Chubb and Garrett.
The answer is easy to me. Yeah. Odell shouldn't even be considered.
Odell's out. I mean,
it's just time to go.
Yeah, but I would like to see the wind compared. I mean, we watched the fucking Raiders game together, and then we watched fucking a Houston game. I mean, the wind was bad. I mean, I want to see him play a game. I really. And Sunday they're calling for fucking rain at home against the Eagles.
You guys got another home game?
Yeah.
Is that 3 in a row?
Yes.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know, but they're calling for more rain and more wind. So I mean, I want to actually see the offense roll a little bit, throwing the ball. But
oh shit, I figured it out, dude. Baker's only good in good weather. He can't throw in the rain. They say Derek Carr can't play if it's under like 40 degrees or something. Dude, maybe Baker's is the rain.
Oh, listen, Deshaun Watson at 180 yards, bro,
and he's overrated as fuck.
Oh, see
I said that before the game.
Now we just lost subscribers when you said that.
I said that before. Deshaun Watson. Well, let me rephrase that. I can't decide.
He's definitely not overrated.
He doesn't get hardly anything to work with because Bill O'Brien was a fucking moron. But man, I'm not really all that impressed with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's good.
Maybe he'd be better if he had more help, but that's a discussion.
Well, he had DeAndre Hopkins, but
Bill O'Brien gave him away for David Johnson in a second.
So call it right now. Is the Bengals beating Washington?
I'll say that's a road game. Not that it really matters because of the fan situation.
The Bengals should dominate this game, dude. There shouldn't even be any thinking to this.
Bengals by 10.
Yeah.
I picked them in our pick 'em.
I picked them.
T. Higgins was held out of practice today. I just got that notification.
Browns and Philly. This is a game the Browns have to win. The Browns have to win the Philly game, and then the week after,
there's no reason the Browns shouldn't
right.
win that
and
game.
then the next week we play Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Yeah, your schedule's
and we still have the Giants, who's actually playing a little bit better right now.
Am I going to go watch the Bengals lose to the Giants in a couple weeks?
And the Jets. So the Browns have to win those 4 games, or if they lose one, they have to beat Tennessee or Baltimore.
I think they could easily beat Tennessee. I think Baltimore's very beatable.
Yeah, Tennessee and Baltimore look super vulnerable right now.
You're going to have a very good game from Baker to beat Baltimore, though, I think.
Oh, yeah, because they still have a good defense.
Yeah.
Their defense looks way worse, though, without Calais Campbell.
Yeah, they look very bad without Campbell, and they got him.
And their offense just looks pathetic.
Yeah, because
not as bad as the Bears.
Because Lamar can't throw.
Yeah, well.
Lamar can't fucking throw. He is the James Harden of the NFL. And he's getting exposed in the regular season, just like I said he fucking would. If you can stop the run against Baltimore, and look what he had to throw outside the numbers last week, pick. I'm pretty sure if I'm thinking right, I know he had to. There was a point in the game where he had to throw it outside deep toward the end zone and got picked off. He fucking sucks. He's a running back. He's a running back, people. That's it.
Last thing I want to say on football here is your fucking Wolverines looked really good against Wisconsin.
Dude, phenomenal. I mean, really, just the worst loss in the history of Michigan Stadium that opened in 1927. Things are going just smooth.
Seriously, I really hope Harbaugh gets an extension because he's a Michigan guy.
I think Harbaugh is going to contract COVID, and then he's going to French kiss all of his players so he doesn't have to play Ohio State at the end of the year, because that whole Ryan Day said he's going to hang 100 on him things. With those corners, he fucking might.
He might.
Like, it might happen.
Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave is going to have a fucking huge game, dude.
People are like, Michigan sucks. Jim Harbaugh sucks. You're not insulting me, dog. I agree with you. Like, we're on the same years, yeah. We're on the same page here. Like, you're not you can't say anything about Michigan to hurt me anymore. Like, I agree with you. They fucking suck. So it'll be great when Luke Fickell takes over next year. Matt Campbell from Iowa State.
You want them Ohio State boys. I see it.
Hey, man, Michigan lost linebackers, coaches, and defensive coaches to Ohio State, and everybody talked a bunch of shit, so maybe we can snag one of their guys.
Let's go to the NBA, man. We just we've had some huge trades. We've had some huge trade rumors. We had the NBA draft last night. Wanted to stick right here with our Dayton boy, Obi Toppin, went to the New York Knicks. He went to his. That's why apparently he's from New York. I didn't know that.
From Brooklyn, yeah.
So that's where he wanted to go.
God damn it, man! What were the Cavs doing? He was right there.
Yeah,
I know you were like, if the Cavs don't take Obi, I might just quit. I might quit.
Or what about I don't even know the dude's name, but he looked so good from Italy. Denny,
yeah, you were talking about him earlier. He looks
6'10". I mean,
he looks like he could be a Luka type.
Right.
Type guy.
It sounds like the Cavs got the best defender as far as from a 3, that can guard the 2, the 1 can guard the 4.
That's good in free agency, not in the draft.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
You sign guys that can play the 3 and D, type thing. You don't draft them.
Like I said, I'm not impressed.
They fucking blew it.
And a trade rumors out there that has been swirling is the Cavs could trade Andre Drummond to Boston for Gordon Hayward.
I heard Gordon Hayward mentioned in talks with Atlanta too.
I would take Gordon Hayward pre-fucking leg snap.
Dude, that shit was gross.
That was terrible.
Cavs opening night.
Yeah. Because he was able to. I mean, he was the best player on the Jazz for a long time.
Oh, he was damn good. He was the best player on Boston for 12 seconds or whatever. But he can spot up and shoot. He'd be good. But I'd almost rather keep Drummond. I like Andre Drummond.
I would rather have Drummond over Hayward for sure.
Yeah, I think I would too. I mean, I know Drummond's not going to shoot the 3 like he would or anything, but I mean, it feels like the big man's coming back in the NBA, and I think a lot of that is due to what you saw in the playoffs with Anthony Davis and Jokic from Denver. Right?
Yeah, but they're rare. Like Andre Drummond can't give you what.
He's not going to give you what an AD or a Jokic can give you, but I just feel like
a Porzingis. Like I fucking love Porzingis. I love Dallas.
Nice. I mean, just be a Mavs fan.
Dallas is just
fuck it, dude.
Nice.
Be a Mavs fan. We don't care. People switch NBA teams all the time.
Hometown boy here for fucking Franklin. Luke Kennard goes to the Clippers.
God damn it.
That's a good get for the Clippers.
God damn it, man.
They needed some shooters.
Yeah, but he's from fucking 5 minutes down the road from here. He went to Duke.
Yeah, Duke.
And I can root for him in Detroit. I can't root for that motherfucker with the Clippers, man. Right. No, I don't like him. Fuck you, Luke. Like, come on, man. What? That sucks.
Yeah, I think it. But from a NBA standpoint, I think that was a great get.
Oh yeah, he'll spot up and shoot out there. Yeah. I don't think that they were really. I don't think he was going to grow anymore in Detroit.
No,
he could find a role and be a Kyle Korver type.
Right.
Maybe not. I'm not saying he's
younger,
and
he's still only going to get better.
Yeah,
he's still getting better.
Yeah, white dude, long hair, got to pull it out of his face, spot up in the 3, shoot a corner 3, make it. Kyle Korver, done. And it's young and cheap. It's a good fit for him out there, but god damn, I hate that.
Here's the one I wanted to talk about. Drew Holiday gets traded to the Bucks for. He gets traded to the Bucks for George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, and 3 first-round picks. What's your first You laughed. What do you think?
The Lakers got Anthony Davis for less first-round draft pick considerations than it took for Milwaukee to get Drew Holiday.
So here's my first instinct is like if you say Drew Holiday for by the way the Okora the guy the Cavs got, his comparison is what they think could possibly be Drew Holiday, which would be nice.
You take that. You live with that.
Yeah, but
I like Drew Holiday a lot.
Yeah, I think Drew Holiday's a great player. So when I first look at the trade, I think, okay, Bledsoe and George Hill, I'm thinking, fuck yeah. Or you know what I mean? I'm thinking that's a great get for Milwaukee, but then you lose me when you give up 3 first-round picks.
Well, I think
if you can keep Bledsoe somehow and then, still get rid of the 3 pick, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. I think this is the thinking of Milwaukee. Giannis can sign his Supermax, I think, after December 19th of this year.
Yeah.
But next summer, he is also eligible for that same Supermax, so he doesn't have to make that decision in the immediate future. He wanted Chris Paul. They weren't able to get it done for Chris Paul. I think this was the next best thing. I think Milwaukee's thinking is, I got to give up Eric Bledsoe, I got to give up George Hill, I got to give up these 3 first-round picks, but I get Drew Holiday, and does getting Drew Holiday keep Giannis?
Yeah, I think
if you give up 3 first-round picks to keep Giannis, yes.
I think whatever they're doing is for Giannis, because if you keep Giannis, then those picks don't matter.
Right, yeah, they shouldn't mean shit. That's like what the Lakers did. You get AD and LeBron, the picks don't fucking matter.
Picks don't matter no more, because now you're in a win-now situation where 3 years down the road, the picks don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And if they win one championship.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's worth that. So,
but I think Drew Holiday could be a damn good fit there, though.
Yeah.
I think that he might play very well with Giannis, and if Giannis doesn't make that decision this year, it could help. So I guess it's a trade you make. I just think it's funny that the Lakers gave up less draft assets to get Anthony Davis than they did to get Drew Holiday, but the Lakers also put in Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram. So
yeah, I mean Brandon Ingram's a stud. My favorite.
You said it too. You said the Lakers lost that trade. I want to hear you say it now that they didn't because they got a ring.
They won a ring. It's like
you win it automatically.
It's like when the fucking Cavs gave up Wiggins and got Love.
Yeah, you won that as soon as you won a ring. You won the trade.
But my favorite
Wiggins sucks, dude.
I know. My favorite trade. CP3 to the Phoenix Suns.
I did not see Phoenix coming on that.
This is, dude.
But that's going to be fun.
They didn't lose a game in the bubble. Because they were behind where almost you lose a game, you go home in the bubble because they would have been so far out.
They still didn't make it, but they
win every game, and now you add CP3 with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. That is fucking nasty. That is a team to watch out for.
And the good thing about that trade is it puts Kelly Oubre Jr. in Oklahoma City and in buyout discussions to come to LA.
Yeah,
the Lakers. I like Kelly Oubre a lot.
You watched the Thunder last year with CP3 and
they weren't
pretty
supposed
much
to do
the
shit.
guy. Yeah, I mean, and what were they, 4 or 5 seed?
Yeah, I mean, Sam, dude, the next like 5 NBA drafts are just going to be the Pelicans and the Thunder.
Yeah.
It's just going to be those two guys picking everything.
But
everything.
Staying right there with Phoenix though, dude.
That's going to be fun, dude. He's going to set Booker up.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ayton, man, that's going to be nasty.
Is that the 2K franchise team?
If we get a 2K league, that's where I'm going with.
I'm trying to hold out on buying 2K because I'm trying to get this PlayStation 5 on Black Friday. But yeah, man, I think that they're going to be fun as fuck. They gave up like a Ricky Rubio, Oubre. There's a couple other things in there. Nothing too crazy. I think that'll pay off for him. The only thing is, like, is Chris Paul going to like playing in Phoenix? I kind of felt like maybe
he's at the point of his career where I don't think he gives a fuck.
You would think he would want to win. Like maybe, like
you would think he'd want to win.
In his heart of hearts, he probably was hoping he ended up with a contender like the Lakers.
I think the Lakers missed out on this because I think if there was one person, any person in the league that I thought would have been just a great fit with LeBron, it's Chris Paul. We're gonna look back and be like, man, back when superstars started playing with each other, like the one that we are going to miss out on is LeBron and CP3. I just feel like that's just a super good match.
Yeah, and another situation with the trades too. Can we talk about how like Danny Green's just like he got shipped out like on USPS and then he got to Oklahoma City and then they Amazon primed him to Philly.
Terrible.
Poor guy, man.
Yeah. Poor guy. He looked terrible last year though.
So bad.
Now let's talk about the big one, the rumored
Hold
one.
on. I want to get your first initial reaction to the Lakers trading for Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, I like it. I like
do
that.
too.
I like that.
They did it knowing they're going to lose Rondo. I think you get a younger version of Rondo that shoots better.
I wouldn't go that far, especially defensively, steals and shit. I would say yes, better shooter. I would say my biggest knock on Schroeder is he goes missing a lot. So he's kind of like how he's way better than Deion Waiters, like we said Deion Waiters was, but in the mentality of where one night he could give you fucking 30, and then the next night he gives you 2.
Hopefully, locking in with LeBron and AD, maybe LeBron could teach him a little thing.
Yeah, I like it though. I think he'll do great there.
I think he could be what Kuzma was supposed to be.
Yeah, they got to get rid of Kuzma. I think that should be the next piece moving.
There's some talks I've heard, but I think they're planning on starting the season with him at least, maybe moving him by the deadline. But I hadn't really gotten your thoughts on that much. So I like it. I actually like it too. Rondo's
my knock isn't
out.
on the fit. I think the fit's perfect. My knock is on Schroeder himself.
And that's fair, because I think Rondo is going to get his last big payday somewhere. I think somebody's going to give him like $20 million or something.
That'd be that'd be a good fit in Milwaukee.
And that's out of the Lakers' price range, obviously. JaVale McGee opted back in today. Avery Bradley just opted out. He didn't come to the bubble, but very good defensive player I like. So I would have liked to see him come back. So the Lakers still got some moves to make, some buyouts. There's going to be a lot more coming up. I think something big happens in the NBA tomorrow. I think trades can officially go down. I think all these are just like agreed in principle deals.
And the biggest news, man, is James Harden going to get traded to the Brooklyn Nets.
No, he's not.
I mean, I would do everything I could if I was Brooklyn to get him.
We had a back and forth about this. I personally think James Harden's overrated as fuck. I don't think James Harden can win in the playoffs. CP3 went out against the Warriors. They had him on the ropes. James couldn't do it by himself. And that's okay. Not everybody can do it by themselves. But
nobody can do it by themselves. That's why LeBron went to Miami. That's why LeBron went back with Kyrie and then had to get Kevin Love. That's why LeBron had to get AD. No one can do it themselves.
That's fair. I'll give you that. So, and you know, I'm not a huge LeBron guy, but I want to talk about this because this is the rumor of him going from Houston to Brooklyn. Why is it that LeBron goes west and all these guys start heading east? Do people really run from LeBron like people say they do? Because I never really thought that, but now I'm seeing like there's this big shift out to the east.
Yeah,
is it because LeBron's out west?
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't think it's LeBron himself. I think the combination of LeBron and AD is probably pretty fucking scary.
And so Harden he turned down an opportunity to be the first NBA player to make $50 million in a year. He turned down $50 million a year.
You don't turn that down unless you want out.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah.
I think his time in Houston is definitely up.
He did that because he's more tradable without signing the extension.
Right.
But to the point of him going to Brooklyn, if the NBA season comes to a point where James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving are wearing the same jersey on the same floor, there is no reason that they shouldn't just walk through the league. From a talent standpoint, from a personality standpoint, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
If it because the word is KD wants it and Kyrie don't. Well, if Kyrie don't want it, ship his ass.
See, that's the thing with Kyrie. He's already at odds with the organization. Yeah. He had some shit last year, even when he was out hurt, and now it's like, oh, well, Kevin wants this, but I don't. So what are you gonna do? Like Kyrie, I'm sorry, dude. One of the most talented players I've ever seen. Cleveland Kyrie's dead and gone. I'm out on Kyrie. He's a bitch.
Damn, a bitch.
He's a bitch. It wasn't good enough in Boston, so he leaves Cleveland. First of all, Kyrie
Irving went out of Cleveland.
Kyrie Irving and LeBron were made to play basketball.
Oh my God, they could have won. They could have won more championships.
They could have ran that shit back in Cleveland and won. He could have came to LA last year and run with LeBron and AD, and I think done well. But so he leaves Cleveland because he doesn't want to be the little brother to LeBron. He wants to go be the man. He goes to Boston. He's the man. Didn't
made
really work
Boston
out.
Worse.
Yeah, Boston gets worse when he goes there. And then, okay, maybe I'm not the lead dog. So, I'll go to Brooklyn with KD. I'll play for a year while KD gets healthy. If it comes down and they're on the same roster and that coach says, hey, Kyrie, go stand in the corner and be a decoy on this last play that I'm drawing up for Harden or KD, he's going to fucking melt down. It should work. You can't just roll the ball out and these guys win.
But also from an organization standpoint, if it comes down to the point where it's Harden or Kyrie, buy Kyrie.
I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, I'm not as high on Harden as you are. I think Harden's a regular season star. She kind of goes missing in the playoffs because those fouls where he gets 87 foul shots a game stop getting called to an extent.
Which isn't his fault.
It's not his fault. He manipulates it, but I just think that's a knock to me. It's like, because you wouldn't be putting up all those points if you did. He knows how to manipulate it, and I can't fault him for it. It's an officiating issue.
He would still put up those points.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Second score in the league outside of KD. He actually might be the first, depending on how KD looks when he comes back, which I imagine KD is going to be KD. But I'm just saying, if I'm KD and I have my choice, I don't give a fuck what I've talked to Kyrie about. But if I have it my choice and the organization's like, hey, we can get Harden even to play with Kyrie, or hey, we can get Harden and we can ship Kyrie. What do you think?
Well, this is the thing.
You take James Harden.
This is the thing, though. Steve Nash is the head coach there now, which is weird. But he hired Mike D'Antoni to be an offensive assistant on his staff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mike D'Antoni loves James Harden.
Oh, absolutely.
So you keep Harden and Kyrie on that team with KD. Mike D'Antoni likes the offense that he likes to run. The ball stays in one guy's hand a lot, and it was typically Harden. How's Kyrie going to feel when the offense is the ball in Harden's hand most of the time? It's just that's not going to work. It should work if in the world where you could just put talent on the court, roll the ball out to half court, and play the game and win. They should walk through the league.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, the league also said this before we knew how good they would play together. That being Kyrie and LeBron. Like, hey, LeBron likes to bring the ball down, but Kyrie's the point guard. How's that going to work? And it worked great. So
it's easier to work with two guys.
And I think Harden is a lot. Don't get me wrong, he's great with the ball, but I think he might be even greater without the ball if he can move around and get open shots. So.
But will he take that role?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's a shooting guard, so
by definition, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And sticking with Houston, they're talking about getting rid of Russ too.
Yeah. So
to Washington, it was one of the ones I heard.
I think that is a good get if they get John Wall out of that.
People forget how good healthy John Wall is.
I think that could be their best return. If they're just looking for picks, I say send his ass to New York.
Send him back to OKC. Shit, they got all the picks. You want picks? Send him back to OKC. Let him retire out there because Russ is on the way down, man. He's he didn't look like the same. And
injuries are starting to affect him a little bit.
After Kobe retired, I would have told you for a few years after Kobe retired that that Russ was my favorite player in the league when he was in OKC.
He's still athletic as shit. Still fast.
But I don't know. Washington though, I feel like he's just gonna waste away there. Like he's screaming at children and people in the stands.
Go play with Bradley Beal. I mean,
that wouldn't be too terrible.
And you're in the East too, where I think that if Russ and Bradley Beal get to the playoffs.
And the NBA is slowly turning into like a coastal thing again, right? So you got the Clippers with PG and Kawhi, LeBron and AD in LA with the Lakers, and now you're talking about Harden and you're talking about for sure KD and Kyrie out east. That's where all the power is going to be. It's kind of weird. They wanted this parity to happen in the league, but it's kind of now it's just shifting again. It's kind of weird how that works out. I personally, if I am Brooklyn and Kevin Durant says get me Harden, even if it means losing me Kyrie, you do it for Kevin Durant.
Fuck yeah.
But if it happens to where Kyrie, Harden, and KD are all on the Brooklyn Nets and they win a championship, that is another stacked deck championship for KD that I don't want to hear shit about. If he goes and wins one with what they got now, Kyrie, and he goes and wins one, cool. Respect to him, he got a ring. But as of right now, every ring that he's got is a fucking stacked deck ring. Come on, man. The 73-win Warriors, you join them.
I think that's cowardly.
But if you get Harden and Kyrie on your team too, that's damn near the same thing.
Yeah, but I think the difference is they are flocking around KD as to where KD went to them.
That's true.
I do see what you're saying, so I wouldn't argue it. So I do think he needs to do one or the other because I'm with you, and I'm not sure that Harden and Kyrie would work, but I think Harden KD works. I think
we've seen it.
Yeah, and I think that obviously Kyrie KD, where I think so. If KD has to pick, I would hope he would choose Harden, which to me is a no brainer. But I'm with you. I'm not sure if they all three work, just because I don't know if Kyrie Harden works.
Yeah, I just don't think that either one of them's willing to take enough of a back seat.
Plus, but I hope a lot of no defense.
Yeah, they're gonna have to score 150 a game.
Yeah,
I hope that happens. I love it when the Clippers come together and they're the best team ever in the offseason. And they're like the 96 Bulls and nobody's going to beat them. I hope it comes together and I hope they fucking fizzle out just like everybody else because I like watching it. One more thing on the NBA. Klay Thompson, man.
Man, that's terrible.
It's
I
torn
really wanted to see to me the league missed Golden State last year. And me and you feel the same way. We think they're a fake franchise.
The fakest dynasty of all time.
With KD, obviously. Now, when they were doing it, because they drafted Clay, they drafted Curry, they drafted Draymond.
But that first title, all the point guards were hurt. I don't want to hear shit.
Well, yeah, I know. I see what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's how you draft an NBA team. But I'm with you in the sense of how was the dynasty? Was it real? Was it not? But I do think that they were missed last year. I was really looking forward to seeing Clay, Curry, and Draymond back out there together.
That's because Curry's a bitch. You don't take the whole year off because of a broken hand. Get the fuck out of here.
But it got him. I think he's going to be great.
I think James Wiseman's going to be very
Wiseman,
good.
And that's the big that they needed.
It
just sucks without Clay because then you were looking at Curry, Clay, Draymond. Wiseman, and then you had fucking Andrew Wiggins, who that starting five has been a nice fucking starting five.
I hate Golden State. I don't think you're a huge fan of them either. Obviously, the Cavs went back and forth with them forever. But, man, I really like Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
If you would have told me last offseason the Lakers were going to give him as much money as they could and he was going to come play for L.A., even if he had to sit out a year, I would have took it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Well, because me and you agree that Klay's better than Curry, and he's
much more important to that team than Curry is.
Just defensively. I mean, listen, I think Steph created the how the 3-point shot is now, but I think Klay, I think Klay's the better shooter. Sorry, but
Klay, we've said that for a while now. And
Curry couldn't ever hit the big one. Curry don't have any Finals MVPs, and Klay don't neither. But Klay wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, he's not supposed to. And I do feel bad for Steph because his wife did publicly go on TV and say that she wishes other dudes would hit on her and then shit on girls that post bikini pictures. Then she lost a bunch of weight and now all she does is post bikini pictures. She's a whore. So I feel sorry for Steph there. But
I mean, they're still going to make the. I would think in the West they're still going to make the playoffs with.
Yeah, they're a playoff team.
With Curry.
They're a 4 or 5 seed.
Wiggins, yeah. I mean, they're probably one and done in my opinion. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean they'll still make the playoffs. It's hard not. I mean, the 73-9 Warriors core is still intact if they have Klay, so they could have probably done a lot more.
Right.
But yeah, Curry's not going to put the team on his back. I fucking hate Steph Curry.
And I think the last thing here, man, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson are back in the boxing ring.
Dude, I love Can't Be Touched by Roy Jones Jr.
I love that
When I'm
song.
coaching Pee Wee football shop, I put that shit on the car on the way to the game. I know it was like on your intro CDs back. They love that song. Dude, and Jake Paul fighting Nate Robinson, the mini dunk champion.
But man, I am so looking forward to seeing Mike Tyson in the ring again.
This pay-per-view is such wild, off-the-wall bullshit that I can't wait.
I just can't wait. Mike Tyson looks fucking great, dude.
Dude.
He looks fucking huge.
There's a lot of things I would do before I took a punch from Mike Tyson in the shape he's in right now. I mean, he got back in shape in like 2 weeks.
Pray for Roy Jones.
Yeah, dude, it's so it's just so wild and like who the fuck would do this in 2020 that it's going to be like, I feel like it's going to be like a car crash. Like you don't want to, but you just can't look away.
Right. That's like a lot of people's favorite boxer ever is Muhammad Ali. Not mine, man. My favorite boxer ever is
Tyson,
Iron
sure.
Mike, man. He's just, his craziness. I mean,
he told somebody he was going to eat their children.
Yeah. And they started interviewing him, and he just started fucking just like crying. He's like, I'm worried about what I'm about to do to this guy. It's like, he's fucking insane. Like the dude is fucking crazy, and I just cannot wait to see him fucking throwing haymakers in the ring again.
He's completely off his fucking rocker. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. We're getting ready to wrap things up. Looking at the pick'em, we got a couple more that came in while we were recording. I was checking on my phone here, so let's see what we're at here. Just in case this were to drop before the deadline, we got to do all the uploads and all that good shit. We are sitting at $310 right now.
Hey.
So we're getting close. There's always this late push. It'll be
we'll get more. It'll be more than that.
So like I said, get it up to 50 users at least. I'll put in an extra $10, so you're guaranteed $500 profit. We will be back in here next week with a full breakdown of hopefully the Bengals beating Washington, and if the Browns lose to Philly, you should cancel next week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shit on them.
Yeah,
all
why
over
not?
the place.
Show up, yeah.
Got some stuff in the works I think you guys are really going to like. I'm not going to give you any spoilers or anything like that. But we got some good ideas that we're kicking around to maybe enhance the experience that we're able to give you here. So we appreciate all of you guys for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Locker Room Talk Uncut.